Good afternoon, my name is Conklin McLeod and welcome to NBN's local sports news. Today, the North Stars secure a win over the Bears in the Australian Ice Hockey League to retain top spot. The Hunter Wildfires defeat their rivals in the into rugby league into rugby union. And the Maitland Mustangs back to the winners list into the NBL 1 East competition after a week off in the NBL to secure a win over the Hills Hornets. While the Newcastle Falcons also secure a victory. But first, the Newcastle North Stars have retained top spot in the Australian Ice Hockey League after securing a huge win over the Sydney Bears right up at home at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium last night with a 7-4 victory. It was huge for the North Stars, who were just too strong for their rivals. Because of that, Robert Malloy, Dash Quattarello, Daniel Burno, and Francis Drolet scored 4 goals in the second period before Francis and Daniel scored in the third, and Robert scored in the third to quickly give 3 back for the North Stars. To quickly have the North Stars back down from a 4-4 draw to a 7-4 win. The next home game is on July 30. It was incredible for the Hunter Wildfires as they handed Manly their first home loss of the season, and also they came home with the Sir Roden Cutler Shield. Also, the Wildfires have a home game against Randwick, meaning that the Wildfires have to retain the shield for this year's season. Also, because of that, it was just marvelous for the Wildfires, who were too strong, 27-19. Meanwhile, in the NBL 1 East, it was incredible for the Maitland Mustangs. They defeated the Hills Hornets 95-90. Meanwhile, in the other game, the Newcastle Falcons defeated Albury with a huge 92-84 victory.
Reece Watson had one. Great start for Sharif.
The Maitland Mustangs headed off to the Hills Hornets town of Sydney after a week off due to the wet weather right up in the Hunter Valley, and because of that, the Mustangs scored. The Mustangs led 25-19. While the Mustangs led 46-40, there was nothing stopping the Mustangs. The Mustangs led 51-40 before the Hornets had to quickly stop the drought. And of course, the Mustangs scored again. Then it continued right up in the third quarter.
Throws it down!
Bit of reaction came above.
Here comes Giddens. Giddens all the way, and one!
But as Maitland did everything,
Sharif Watson now, what can he do here?
and of course, they certainly
Pass
did.
inside by Watson.
The Mustangs scoring slam dunks.
Here's Turner.
with Maitland securing one of the best wins
Goodness.
of all time.
Great shot there. Scott McGann, the defense is all over him. This lead is getting a bit tricky.
Now Maitland won 79 to 66 because of it. It was just the best. Maitland won 81 to 69. It was on the fourth and final quarter. Maitland 83, Hills 71.
Certainly a good half-court defensive team here, Maitland. Ben Kieran's all the way, up one. Shot clock reset there.
Now it was Maitland's turn to have a go.
Milburn all the way to the hoop and scores. Wow.
Maitland scored just then. It was now the Mustangs leading 89 to 84. And of course, the Hornets threatened to fight back, but it was too late. The Mustangs won with a huge victory, with Maitland winning the entire match 95 to 90. To the other match, and the Newcastle Falcons have secured a huge win thanks to one of the best victories of all time against Albury-Wodonga. It was just the best one for the Falcons, who were just too strong and are now in good contention for the finals of the NBL 1 East competition.
What a move. To Saunders, Cummings fires from way downtown. Nice finish.
The home side won the lead early,
Nothing wrong with that.
but not for long.
For three and answering one at the other end. And the deathly silence.
As the Falcons were by 1 point.
And the foul will also go against Carter.
But thankfully, the Falcons were leading 26 to 20. Now, it was a 26-all draw. But it wasn't for long before the dreadlock was broken, as Newcastle had to quickly have a 31 to 26 lead.
The way of Newcastle, Hayward to change the momentum.
Newcastle 39, Albury-Wodonga 37.
Step back and lands the first basket of the third term.
Meanwhile, Newcastle were now on the good verge of going into the finals for the first time since returning back to the competition. Newcastle 65, Albury-Wodonga 63.
Good enough to handle it off the glass, and Jason Carter has stepped up in this third.
Both teams tied. Thankfully, both teams were not giving up.
So we're down to 13, the margin at 2, Newcastle's way to go in the game.
Newcastle led 72 to 67.
For 3, and they've landed a couple of massive ones in the final term.
And they sure did. It was right up in the fourth and final quarter.
On the offense, they've done that. Beastie at the other end responds with a 2. It's back out to
Newcastle were now leading 82 to 78.
Come out to Beastie. He reclaims it.
The Falcons were not giving up just yet. Neither were their fans or their players.
Dawson inside to Cherry, and he has been arguably the player of the night, Cole, Miles Cherry.
And he certainly was. The Falcons were leading by 10 points, 91 to 81. Before the lead changed as Newcastle won the game 92 to 84.
Here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. This one's in the books.
To the other one, and of course the Central Coast Crusaders took on the Illawarra Hawks. The Central Coast won the match, and because of that, it was just one of the best matches of all played on the Central Coast. It was right up in Gosford. Right up in the fourth and final quarter. It was just fantastic for the Central Coast women, who were just too strong for their Illawarra rivals.
10 seconds on the shot.
Wide open,
Sarah puts it away with a 3-point bomb.
as the Central Coast won the match 92-80. After the break, we'll have the highlights of the AFL Hunter Central Coast women's competition.
We want to see your dreams come true. And the reason that we're here today is just because of you. This is our town. It's here that we're born and bred. We've been through the rough times, been through the tough times, know about the good times ahead. We know how to do it your way. Build it up in your own hometown. Make it grow with the people you know. People who won't let you down. You know where you're going, and we wanna go with you. Wanna keep it growing, wanna keep it going, and we know where you're going to. Hey, this is our town. It's here that we're born and bred. Wanna see you growing, wanna see you going, wanna keep you moving ahead. This is our town. It belongs to you and me. And the Newcastle permanent is our society. Hey, this is our town. Hey, this is our town. Our town.
Wake up in the morning, gotta get my paper, 'cause the Herald is the best way to start your day. In the morning, gotta get my paper, 'cause start your day. Get my paper.
In round 13 of the AFL Hunter Central Coast Women's Black Diamond Plate, and Lake Macquarie has beaten Telgor Avoca, while Newcastle City has beaten Wallsend West Newcastle by 1 point. Meanwhile, Cardiff has defeated Maitland 38-7. And also, Port Stephens has defeated Killarney Vale, while Gosford has defeated the entrance Batter Bay in a battle of the Central Coast. To the ladies' league tag of Newcastle Rugby League, Newcastle and Hunter Rugby League, and the Tea Gardens have defeated Shortland, while Morpeth has annihilated Dudley. Wobbecourt has defeated Raymond Terrace, while the match between West Wallsend and Cardiff has now been moved to Wednesday. Meanwhile, 3 of the matches of the B-grade men's competition had to be called off due to the wet weather. But however, one match went ahead yesterday. Glendale took down Shortland 38-32. To the A-grade men's competition, and Dora Creek has defeated Ourimbah 60-0, while Woodbury has defeated South Newcastle 28-16, and Dudley had the bye. There was only one match in the Southern Conference of it because 2 matches had to be called off. That, of course, was the Maitland United, West Maitland, and the East Maitland Waratah men's games. And of course, thankfully, one had to be played as Budgewoi took down Hamilton 36-24. in the B-grade women's tackle, and Dora Creek has taken down Budgewoi, while Waratah has taken down Abermain, and Lakes United has secured a win over Toukley, and Maitland United had the bye. In the A grade, and Macquarie have secured a win over Central Newcastle, while Wyon defeated Karua, and Western Suburbs denied Berkeley Vale a win. There were only 2 matches played in the A grade ladies league tag, and that was the Cessnock Raymond Terrace, Maitland and Central Newcastle games. And of course, there was only one that could not be played, and of course, it was the University Katawa game. It was called off because of wet weather. And now that, of course, will have to wait until at least the next couple of weeks. Meanwhile, Cessnock beat Raymond Terrace 38-0, while Maitland defeated Central Newcastle 10-4. There was only one game in the B grade ladies league tag, and that was, of course, the Strout Shortland game. And of course, the others were called off due to wet weather. And of course, the Stroud Raiders defeated Shortland 34-0. There was mixed results in round 12 of the Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union competition, with the Southern Beaches and Hamilton Hawks having the bye. And of course, Nelson Bay and Maitland securing huge wins. And of course, Nelson Bay defeating the undefeated Mayweather Carlton, while Maitland defeated the Wanderers. And of course, the match between Singleton and University of Newcastle has been moved to the 27th of next month. In Premier 12, well, finally, after a delay, the match between Hamilton and University of Newcastle was played, with Hamilton defeating University of Newcastle 29-22. Meanwhile, the Wanderers secured a victory over Maitland in round 12 of the Hunter Rugby Union. Also, the Southern Beaches and Hamilton Hawks had the bye. Also, Mayweather Carlton defeated Nelson Bay. Also, same thing, Singleton and University of Newcastle were forced to move their match to next month. To round 16 of Newcastle Rugby League, and Cessnock has defeated Wyong, while Maitland has given Curry their losing streak a bad for the worst. Meanwhile, Central Newcastle are currently leading 6-0 and are currently and need to score more. And of course, two more matches currently on the way this afternoon. And of course, Western Suburbs need to beat the Entrance, and South Newcastle need to beat Lakes United. Coming up, the Knights secure a win in the New South Wales Cup.
Wake up in the morning, gotta get my paper, 'cause the Herald is the best way to start your day.
There are sports, and there are extreme sports. Just like there are compact four-wheel drives, and there's the Nissan X-Trail. An extreme all-mode four-wheel drive system, an extreme interior, and extreme power. The X-Trail. Only Nissan takes the compact four-wheel drive to the extreme.
good news for the Knights New South Wales Cup side. The finals chances and hopes are still alive after beating the Sea Eagles 32-12. It was right up at 4 Pines Park in Sydney yesterday. If it's a match that you really have to see, it's a Knights match that you always want to see, and it's Newcastle securing a win in the New South Wales Cup, right up against the Blackstown Sea Eagles. And of course, when I say the New South Wales Cup, I mean the New South Wales Cup, and it's the knock-on effect New South Wales Cup. And of course, the Knights scored a lot of tries in the first half. By the time the first half had quickly wrapped up, the Knights had quickly scored a lot of. By the time the first half had quickly finished up, the Knights had quickly scored a lot of tries. Then scored more. That, of course, was time for a Knights win. Yeah, massive. But also incredible. Anyway, that's it for now. My name is Conklin McLeod, and from all of us here, good night.